Micah. Always first. Always first. Always first. What time is it in Hawaii? Like 5 a.m.? Just waking up or what? Are you just waking up in Hawaii or what's going on? You're probably the only one that's going to be up. We'll see what happens here. What up, Mike? How you doing, brother? Yeah, I guessed it. Hawaii, 5 a.m. I am. Got it mounted in my dash. $7.46. Indians, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? I'm good, man. We've been going about, I don't know, just before 9 o'clock. Yeah. We've gone, I don't know, 350, 400 miles. But this is the part where I gotta push through. I'm actually not feeling too bad. It's almost 1 o'clock. I don't know if any of you guys are into the UFC at all. What's up, Field Guy? I am. It's in my dash. Like, I can look straight ahead. It's basically like right with me, so it's pretty dope. Nice little setup I got going on here. We're going to Florida, man. Going to Florida. So, going to Florida. On our way. Cool little setup. But, yeah, how about the UFC tonight, huh? Enzo, what's up, brother? Anybody watch the UFC? I didn't get to watch it, but I heard about it. My son was keeping me updated. Yeah, you're gonna have nightmares? Uh-oh. Why are you gonna have nightmares? How far do I live from Florida? Oh, man. Florida, I live about 1,600 miles. So we're doing the van life. Some of you guys may have saw my social media I posted. Yeah, dude. Well, I live in Minnesota, so put in put in just even like St. Paul, Minnesota in your GPS, and put in like Ocala, Florida, to where your destination is. It'd be about 1,600 miles. The Marlins? I don't think so, dude. No way. Screw the Marlins. No, it's 22 hours. 22-hour drive, guys. It's gonna be a fun time. I'm excited. We're leaving because I wanted to get the overnight done first. The plan was to take a nap this afternoon. And every time I tried to lay down, I kept thinking, hey, I should go put this here, or get this ready, or pack this, or do this. And then I never really went to bed. So I kept laying down, kept trying to, and it just didn't work. So, what's up, Joe? How you doing, brother? You still working? Still at work? No. We've been on the road since about 9 o'clock. We should be in Florida. Florida's an hour ahead time from Minnesota. We should be in Florida by about 7:30 tomorrow night. So, are you doing late? What kind of late night work are you doing? I'm doing late night work too, driving. Not really stopping any. I mean, we stopped to get gas. Sorry, when I hit bumps, it's gonna be bumpy. But we stop and get gas. All right, Mike. Thanks for popping in, brother. Love you too, brother. Be good. Big D's, what's up, man? Big for this. I don't know what you mean by that. Where are you going to Florida? What are you doing in Florida? Well, we're gonna go to the beaches. We might go to the amusement park, Universal, or Busch Gardens or something. I don't know. It depends on what we all decide on, but we're just gonna kind of play it by ear. See what happens. Just a trip with the kids. Got my niece with me as well, and the dog. He's always with. What's up, Pure Adrenaline Breaks? How you doing, man? Appreciate it. Yeah, we're being safe. We're good. Get some, what's Air Pass while you are out there? What is that? I don't understand what that is, Joe. Maybe you spelled it wrong. Air Pass? I'm not driving to Honolulu, buddy. Hawaii? Could you imagine driving to Hawaii? Would be possible, actually. I don't think you can drive to Hawaii. You'd have to fly. It's the only way you can get there. Or boat. Cruise ship. Aloha from Hawaii. Anybody in any breaks tonight? Anybody getting any breaks tonight? Anybody hit anything? Drive on the ocean? I don't think so. Aloha. Apueho. Yes. Oh, man. What's up, Chi-Town? How you doing, brother? How did you do an auction? If any of the kids are into space or NASA, Cape Canaveral is a great place. Yeah, I've never actually been there. I've seen the, you know what? I've actually been in Florida. I used to go to Florida twice a year. I used to drive there, like, my senior year in high school. I went spring break, and then I would go in the summer, like me and buddies or a girlfriend or whoever, like, from, like, senior year on. And, I'd usually go twice a year. And I've been on Daytona Beach, and that's, I mean, it's still a ways from Cape, but you can see the shuttle launch. I've actually seen one of the shuttle launches, like, from Daytona. It's pretty cool. Actually, really cool. Chai, how was that auction? Did you do that auction? Did you do the story? That's cool, man. I gotta check it out. I've been trying to rest today and pack and just busy with too much other stuff going on. I had my fantasy football draft at 5 o'clock. I think I probably could have got some sleep during the day if I wouldn't have had that draft at 5. It kind of interfered with everything, because by the time it's 5, it's over at 6. You're pretty much, man, you know, I figured we'd be leaving at 9, 10 o'clock at the latest. Just kind of throws everything out the window. There must be blasters. Always thinking hobby, man. Always thinking hobby. That's, or the hobby, actually. We shouldn't say always thinking hobby. It would be always thinking retail if it was blasters, right? So that would just be retail product. Nightbot's telling Mike to chill out and quit doing caps. I slept so I could stay up with. That's awesome, man. I appreciate that. We actually got 12 in here. That's amazing. At 1 in the morning. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk? So I'll check out your video you uploaded probably tomorrow sometime when my daughter's driving during the daytime. or sometime at night, one of these next couple nights when we get to Florida. So, yeah, we need some Let's Go hype for sure. Keep me awake. Because we're still in Iowa and it could go in and out, so I'm not killing the stream unless I actually tell you guys I'm stopping it. So just let it roll, let it go. What's up, Super? Gets time out all the time. Anybody watch? I was watching Pepino Man stream earlier tonight before we left. Did anybody? Was anybody else in there? I think I saw Chi-Town. I think I saw. I don't know who else was in there. What's up, Bobby? How you doing, guys? Again, I apologize if the stream goes in and out a little bit. We are in between Iowa and Illinois, and there are spotty places, so just live with it. What's up, Terrell? How you doing, brother? Yeah, everybody sub everybody, man. We grow together, that's right. We do grow together, and it's just a community. Positive community. Heck Fresh Rookies. What's going on, brother? How you doing? So, I do want to talk about the UFC just a little bit. I know there's not some UFC fans in the chat right now. One person said they don't watch UFC, but that is a little bit of my background. I am a big fan of it as well, and I'm a real big fan of Nate Diaz. And I don't know if some of you guys saw my morning walk vlog special that I did during the week after I had my monthly one-on-one with my counselor and treatment, but I kind of tied in life and one of the things I saw with Diaz, one of his interviews coming up to this fight. And the one thing he talked about, or that he said, was that MMA fighters or guys that actually fight, they always go into these fight camps. You know, they call them fight camps. He referred to his camp as getting in a fight camp again, but for the longest time in his career, he always said, I don't understand why a fighter would wait until a month or two out from a fight to join a fight camp. You should prepare and be ready at all times. And in life, no matter what you're approaching or what you get into, that's what you should do, right? You don't approach life, you don't approach the things you're working towards, you don't approach your work, your job, whatever goals you have set, you don't approach them just when it gets close to that time. Or you don't try to attack them or try to set them or try to hit them. You're constantly evolving. You're constantly trying to push that button. You're constantly trying to get there. And I think I took a lot out of what he was saying. And being a big fan of his, and him always being a fighter, and having to fight his way, his bigger brother being basically his role model, his almost like father figure, and his brother's not that much older than he is. But his brother always made sure that he was in the gym and he wasn't out in the streets getting in trouble. So, really cool to see Diaz pull it off tonight. I saw something that he said something about he wants his title shot against Mazadov, who's got the title right now in the weight class he's fighting in now, in the 170. And not fighting at 155 anymore. And what's up, Dave? How you doing, brother? Glenn, what's up, brother? How you holding up? We're just talking a little bit about Nate Diaz at UFC tonight. I didn't get to see it, but I heard about it. So I figured I'd wait till all that stuff's over before I popped on here. Whoever would be watching it or enjoying it. But things went the way I wanted them to go tonight, I guess, from what I heard. Stipe got sounds like the knockout, which is awesome. He deserves it. As being the heavyweight champ, as being the guy that's defeated the most belts in that weight class while he held it, and then to lose it, it's hard to stay on top when you get on top, right? But very cool of him to be able to pull that off. So, congrats to Stipe, congrats to Nate Diaz. The hashtag Stockton Slap is back, ladies and gentlemen. Looking forward to seeing Nate fight more again. So, yeah, man, I saw a couple things. I saw some comments. Someone said going into the second round, he was teeing off pretty good on Pettis. So, and I guess Pettis got him in a guillotine, and he got right out of it, which doesn't surprise me. But, yeah, awesome. Awesome. Eric, Stipe, he is a monster, dude. I'm going to tell you guys a story. This is what I love about this, because this will just keep me talking and keep me awake. So, my cousin Aaron Vold, his last name is Vold, V-O-L-D, grew up, lives in Rochester, Minnesota, which is about 45 minutes from where I live, where I grew up. He was always in the MMA scene, too, for years. He's about 7 years older than I am. He's about my sister's age. And he is one of the cousins that I always kind of looked up to. Shorter kid, stocky kid, always a good athlete, was in track, was a sprinter, played football, was a running back, could just smoke guys, just get to the end zone, no problem. Took on fighting because he was a Golden Gloves boxer for years. He boxed Golden Glove boxing. He was a Golden Gloves champ. So then he got into MMA when MMA became popular years ago, right? When it really started taking off. And over the years, he had about 10 fights, like local fights. He went pro. I think he ended his career at like 7-1 or 8-1. Had a few injuries that kind of like put a damper to his fighting career. But him and I don't know if you know who Logan Clark is, but he's another guy from Minnesota who actually fought in the UFC. Some would say he's a little bit more of a boring fighter because he's more just a wrestler, just a more ground control type guy. Not fancy, doesn't have the greatest hands. My cousin had the great hands, but he didn't so much. And they started a gym because they had I think it was called 4th Street Boxing Gym in Rochester. That ended up shutting down. So they bought the gym and they turned it into an MMA and they called it Compound MMA. So a little story about Stipe, Eric, that you would enjoy, and anybody else who's a fan of Stipe. When Stipe was getting ready for one of his like UFC debuts or his second fight in the UFC, my cousin and them actually went to Ohio to join Stipe's camp. And the reason why they went there was because they had a up-and-coming fighter named Raphael Butler, who was a heavyweight, who was a boxer, a pro boxer, who was getting into MMA. And he was kind of on a tear locally, so Stipe wanted a guy more his size with heavy hands to spar with and whatnot. So they were out there for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks and trained with Stipe, which is pretty cool. And I think I told you guys like the other night in the auction, when I was training back in the day, when I was training at Strike Fitness in Lakeville, which didn't last long because the guy actually was trying to get the MMA program. He was a GM with Lifetime Fitnesses. I don't know if you guys have them where you live, but they're big around our states. They're a big gym, like workout gym, athletic gym. They have tennis courts, all sorts, pool, you name it, racket courts. They're huge facilities. And he was wanting to get it into get this he wanted an MMA gym, but for insurance purposes they wouldn't allow it. It took him forever to get it finally pulled off. So he bought another place in like the strip mall, and we called it Strike Fitness. And like Mike Richmond, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Mike Richmond, but if you guys get a chance, Google or go on YouTube and look up Mike the Marine Richmond and watch his Bellator fights. The dude had incredible hands. He was like a featherweight. I trained with him back in the day when I was training. He started at Strike Fitness. That's where I used to go. I was going there 4 or 5 days a week at one point, many, many years ago. So, but just some cool little background on the little fight game that the MMA world. What's up? Is back in the game in there? Yeah, he took tonight off. It would have been nice to have him going, to keep it going, but now we got to do the Deafness 45 after dark in the drive cam. On the bumpy ride, maybe make you sick a little. I don't know. Wish this had a better thing for the bumps, but yeah, tomorrow gonna be big. But back in the game. I don't honestly, back in the game, I don't even really know where we are right now. We've been in Iowa for like hour and a half, 2 hours. So I think we're getting on the tail end of Iowa, and then we'll hit Illinois. Then we got Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia. Georgia's a long haul. When you hit Georgia, it's basically, Georgia's a long straight state from top to bottom. So once you hit Georgia, it's like a 7-hour drive or 6-hour drive just through Georgia. That's like a big part of it. So, yeah, I know I'm a bum. That's cool, man. I did a lot. You did a lot of wrestling? Yeah, I wrestled in school too. Well, it's good for you, man. And the only reason I really got into it is when I was going through everything, like in my life, you know, with my divorce and whatnot. So I used that as an outlet, and it kind of helps when your best friend is a no-gi jiu-jitsu instructor, and he actually trains. The one I talk about that I actually work for, he actually trains on the side. He trains a lot of MMA local fighters. In fact, if you guys, I brought this up Tuesday, but if you guys know who you've heard of Brock Lesnar, obviously the wrestler that went to MMA, you know, obviously big name from Minnesota. There's also another guy called Brock Larson. If you look up Brock Larson actually was the one that belted my boy, who's the instructor. No-gi tested him because he's a black belt, and he's an instructor, he's a certified whatever. And this was about 8 years ago. He tested at a brown belt, no-gi jiu-jitsu, so he's easily at the black belt level at this point. So, which is pretty dope. Are you going to do anything hard? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think Timothy A wants to link up. I never really asked him where he is. I told him where I was going to be, you know, at least staying. And it sounds like he's not going to be too far. So, like, Timothy Ahern, he's in the chat a lot. One I brought into back in the game, one of my boys that used to break with me when I was breaking 2 years ago. He wants to link up at some point. I'm sure we'll do something related at that point. You would play dumb or say you don't know what? Iowa's weird state. Yeah, Iowa is a weird state. Back in the game, what do you mean you'd play dumb? Man, we got 19 people in here. What are you guys all doing up still? Y'all should be sleeping. Don't want to have it. Feeling get stopped. What do you mean? What are you talking about? What's a sub only tournament? What do you mean? Oh, submission? Oh, really? Why? In Iowa? Okay, I'll get in the right lane. Is there some issue with it or something? Oh, okay, so jiu-jitsu. You're talking about jiu-jitsu tournament. Is that what you mean? Yeah, I used to go to a lot of those. And again, like I told you guys Tuesday night, there was a point years ago that when we were doing all this, me and my buddy Dylan actually started our own MMA clothing line. And we actually had our shirts had like the guns and skulls and all that stuff, cool stuff on it. My boy designed them all, and then we get them printed, different color shirts, different designs, different print colors. This is before Affliction got into the MMA side of things and started putting skulls and guns and everything. It was called stand-up fight gear. I bet you if you Googled stand-up fight gear, there'd probably be some images of some things, like with us shirts on. And we used to sell them at the local fights, like at the Myth nightclub and that. I remember Anderson Silva came to the Myth nightclub one time. I remember Dan. I told you the story about me partying with Dan Severn. He showed up. He was there a guest one time. It was a higher venue, higher whatever. They had like a VIP type deal. So side town in Miami, but I know a lot of people get pinched in Illinois already. For what? Driving in the left lane? Yeah, I know. I'd play dumb too. In fact, this rental car has Missouri license plates. I rented it from Enterprise, so I'm sure the cars just go different states. People have to get to a different location. They just keep it going. So, but anyone else have any takes on the UFC? Then we can start talking about cards or something else or anything else about life. You guys have any questions for me? Anything about whatever? One day I'm gonna find a catch rest. Yeah, that'd be fun. Who is dear someone? Who is that? Dave, what are you talking about, bud? All right, Daryl, I appreciate you popping in, brother, checking in, man. Means a lot to me. Thank you. Have a good night. Figured I'd have 2 people in here at any given time, and that's about it. So, appreciate y'all. All right, Joe. Be good, brother. See you on the flip side. We'll see you tomorrow, maybe in the mountains or something. Next time I go live, it'll probably be some beautiful scenery when there's some light out in the day. See you, bum. Yeah, that's right, you bum, Joe. Definitely be opening packs. No, I will not be opening packs right now. I wish. He's a graphic designer. Yeah, I know, right? Working, it's like 1:15 my time. See your RSR. See you at RSR's. Yes, auction. Yes, RSR does have an auction tomorrow, guys. Grant, what's up, man? How you doing? Grant, your cards did ship this morning, so they'll be on their way. You should see them the next couple days. Yeah, Taco Meat. There are a lot of bumps, man. This is a driving stream. I got this cool mount in the windshield by the. It's basically right below the rear view mirror, so makes it real easy. Looking straight ahead and streaming on the road. We can at least chat. You guys can keep me up. That's what the thumbnail was. It's to keep me upstream, right? Oh, yep. Inventory has to always be updated. Yeah, we doing those jerseys tomorrow? You got that filled? Might pop in again. We should try to get that Jerry Rice jersey sold. Or should I just frame that and get it hung in my room, in my office area? Yeah, I got a fountain pop here. Got some fountain pop. Pepsi, whatever. We've been dealing with a lot of weather on this road so far. A lot of rain. On and off. In fact, there was one point where you couldn't even see. It looked like it was hail coming down. Yeah, I could auction it, but the problem with the auction is, I mean, I started at whatever a price, but if like only one person is interested or auction, and I started at a price, but it's like, let's say it's like $75 or something, and then it basically sells for $75, right? I don't know. Sounds good, brother. We'll probably have this rolling. Just keep chatting and talking about whatever. Keeps me going. Was that you? I thought that was Zoe grabbing those. If can't sell it, I want baseball instead. You want baseball jerseys? Is it 100 a spot or 120 a spot back in the game? And what else are you ripping tomorrow night? What other breaks you gonna have? What product? More tribute? Same as last time. Sportsline, how you doing, brother? Yeah, it's been kind of just stormy, and it's like it'll stop raining, then it rains as we keep going. Tribute heritage. I like that. Make sure, in case I'm like not on or something, or pop like right away, make sure you got me down for at least a couple spots. Because last night hashtag feels bad, man. Not being in the break. Alright, good. Appreciate that. Yeah, hashtag feels bad, man. Hashtag Versace robes. So we're coming with for the 24-hour stream. What you looking for me? Plugin's not working or what? Oh. Tasty treats. You did, Chai, you did. You held my head high. And I said, but why? And then back in the game, just sang a little song, and he said, is it too late now to say sorry? Well, I better watch it, because this video might get copyrighted with my singing. Just kidding. Ha, 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 ha. Did you guys like my retail sorry song? You want to hear it quick? Is it too late now to say sorry? 'Cause I grabbed retail, not hobby. Is it too late now to say sorry? 'Cause I grabbed the retail, you know I did. I did not grab hobby now. Retail. Retail. Joe, I thought you were going back to work. That's why I started singing. Now I'm embarrassed. Oh my gosh. I thought Joe iPhone left this place. I thought he was no longer in the room. Alright, we gotta make sure we hit our exit right here. We need to go to 227 South, 218 South. Straight ahead. Straight ahead we go. It won't? I won't get copyrighted for that? Alright. Well, then we'll keep it going. I thought I was going to have to delete the VOD or something. They might have mistaken me with Justin Timberlake when they were scanning the song. Dude, you guys are asking me where I'm at. I haven't seen a new state sign yet, so I'm assuming we're still in Iowa. I don't know. The kids asked me earlier, is this heaven? And I told them, no, it's Iowa. I think we're still in Iowa, though. What is that line from, guys? What movie is that from? Is this heaven? No, it's Iowa. Where's that from? I do see a lot of corn. There ain't nothing else. One of my favorite parts of that movie, of Field of Dreams, is when Kevin Costner goes to the dude's apartment or whatever, and he's trying to get him to come with him. He's knocking on the door, and he knocks again or whatever, and he opens the door back up, and he goes, "Peace, love, dope. Now get the hell out of here." Yeah, that movie's awesome. You want to play catch, Dad? Yeah, I'm in Iowa. I'm not in heaven if I see a lot of cornfields. Gonna hit the sack. Alright, Pack Fresh, man. Have a good night, man. We'll see you. We'll catch up with you next time in BITG stream, or maybe if I pop on sometime during the day when we're in the mountains or something. We get in the mountains like Tennessee, Kentucky area, man. It's so beautiful. It'll be daylight at that point. Can I do some Snoop Dogg? You want me to do some Snoop Dogg? Like a remix, or you just want me to sing some Snoop Dogg? Murder was the case that they gave me. Let's see, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of what song I would do. We can tell it is all about corn. Yeah, there's nothing here, man. It does come with terrible reception. I can't believe it's been as good as it's been, to be honest. Anything I like a lot of. Let me just try to get my thought here with the Snoop Dogg. I forget the beginning of it now. The beginning of the murder was the case, but it goes, my body temperature falls. I'm shaking and they waking, trying to save the dog. Pumping on my chest and I'm screaming. I stop eating. Damn, I see demons. Dear God, I wonder could you save me? I get down and who Baba had my baby? I don't know. I'm gonna mix it all up from there. Yeah, Joe, look at Joe. Check me out. Wow, Joe just came just slapping it. He just came in here and just slapped the chat up. See that? And then they brought the hype. Nightbot said, let's go. This is great. You guys are the best. You guys are going to keep me through this overnight thing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Alright, since we're on the hip-hop thing, and maybe some of you guys, maybe you guys all like it, you like all music. I kind of like all music, but I listen to more hip-hop than anything else. What's your all-time favorite song, hip-hop song, or rap song? All-time favorite. What is it? Waiting. You guys. Okay, I love Eminem too, but what song, Joe? What song do you like? Boom, shake the room. Hey, that's a good oldie. The Message. That's a good one, Super. I like that. Man, there's a lot of good tracks. There you go. Chi-Town coming with the Eazy-E. He would be more like R&B. I mean, I would say it'd be more like R&B. I don't know. Nas, yeah, one mic. All it takes is one mic. Hit 'em up. Oh man, Henzo coming with the hit 'em ups on the Tupac. Yeah, I love them all too, but I'm just trying to say, like, if you could only pick one song, if you could only listen to one of those, which one would it be, or which song would it be? Hip hop song. Yeah, I love the hit 'em. Grab your Glock when you see Tupac. Call the cops when you see Tupac. After a minute, we hit 'em up. This ain't no freestyle here to set the record straight. To the okay. Crossbones, Bone Thugs, man. You know what? I went and saw Bone Thugs and Harmony live. What, 2 years ago? They're still like touring. In fact, there's an actual streamer. He never really got like. I mean, he hung out with all these like IRL streamers that I watch, and he was like friends with them kind of, and he started doing the streaming, and he would stream when he's with them, which obviously helped him gain subscribers. But he never, from what I know, I don't even know that he's streaming anymore. But he actually streamed a couple times where he was like with Bone, like he was like actually in their van, like their tour van with them, like at a show, and then he'd be like backstage with them and party with them. Like he knew them really well. In fact, he was very close to Jim Jones. Remember Jim Jones? He talks to Jim Jones like every day. Like he'd be on streams and he would actually call Jim Jones. We're going through a bad spot, guys. Just deal with it. We'll get through it. It's gonna probably drop. Hypnotized was good. Children of the Corn. Well, you know what's gonna happen, and we're in Iowa, guys. It is what it is. What are you talking about, Super? Okay. I don't even, like, I've been so over all that stuff, but, like, people keep bringing things up and, like, saying this whole cult thing. So here, I'm just going to say something real quick. This is going to be a positive message, okay? And I hope some others hear this, that assume just because there's a hashtag we grow together. So, put it this way. If you guys as being part of the hobby and being part of a community, whether you hashtag we grow together or not, or whatever you guys use, if people think that that's really a cult, the Cult's a great band. Yes, it's a community, exactly. But listen, if people think that's a cult, then anybody that's in the hobby community, whether they're We Grow Together, whether they're Hard Crew, whether they're whatever, it doesn't matter. Then they're all cults. Because there's no difference between any of them. Besides, maybe some don't talk bad about other people or behind their back like some others do. I guess that's about the only thing I can say about that. So I guess being in a positive nature and not talking behind people's backs makes you a cult. I got it. I understand what a cult is now. They need to change the definition in the dictionary, I think, is what needs to happen in reality. Because if you look it up, things just don't match up. So, and again, I've been over this thing a long time ago. It's just I keep hearing about it. I keep seeing videos about it. I keep whatever. I know. Jealousy is a terrible thing, and I know that some are trying to do anything they can to take others down. And it is what it is. I hope we all make it. I hope they make it. That's all I can say. I'm a little cocktail teller and shout. Oh man, Dre, Snoop, Eminem. I remember the Up in Smoke tour? I still want to see Eminem live. But Bone Thugs, man. I went and saw them live. Crazy Bone. So I love Busy Bone with his high-pitched voice. He's good in certain songs, but then in other songs he ruins the song, like with all of them. But like Thugs Cry was an amazing song that Busy Bone did. But Crazy Bone is by far, I believe, the most talented one on all of them. His singing, his change of voice, everything he can do is simply amazing. simply amazing. Absolutely incredible. Cypress Hill. I mean, there's so many good ones. Yeah. Oh, you did? Oh my God. I'm jealous of that, man. That'd be awesome. Cypress Hill. Yep. You know, Cypress Hill. What's his face? Be Real does the smoke box or the hot box, the streams. He actually, you know what's funny is Adam 22 from No Jumper was actually on in one of his hot box streams recently. I watch a lot of Adam 22. In fact, when me and my daughter went to California on spring break, I went and stopped in at the No Jumper store. I got a picture on Instagram, like with me and Hakeem, one of the guys that used to do his IRL streaming, and was Hakeem was actually in the back room when the guy tried to rob, like Adam 22 and whoever pulled a gun on him, and they like just beat the piss out of the guy. And when we were there, Hakeem actually showed me the footage of the after when the guy woke back up before the police got there, and they beat the shit out of him again. I mean, the guy deserved it. He went straight up, came in and tried to pull a gun on him like he was going to kill somebody. The guy's lucky he didn't get shot, because Adam's like security guy who was just stepped away for a split second. The guy must have been watching. He had a gun right to the back of the guy's head when the guy pulled the gun out on Adam. Like, he could have shot him. Instead, he hit him with the, smacked him with the gun. Cock. So, crazy. Are they? Who is still not together? Cypress Hill or who? How much? Buccaneer. We got the jokes. Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi's good stuff. Yeah, no, seriously. And that's what Adam 22, if you watch the interview that Adam 22 did, he's done it multiple times on different people's platforms when they interviewed him. He said that the craziest part about the whole thing, and that's why he was kind of laughing, because when Adam said the guy pulled the gun on him and he was looking at the gun, he said the gun almost didn't look real, and I don't think it was. He said he could tell just by looking at it, but he's like, he didn't know if he was going to laugh or what, because he didn't know what was going to happen, because he saw his boy Chris had the gun, another gun to the other guy, back of the other guy's head, like ready to pull the trigger. I'd love to go to Iowa. You're going to get, Nightbot's going to get you, Joe. All those caps. We hear you, Joe. We hear you, brother. On Joey Stadium, half the seats were on the field, but no seats for the crushed people. I felt sorry for girls and small guys. Oh no. So it's no good for the little people? Nightbot can't touch the wrench mafia. I guess I didn't know that. I didn't know that, Chi-Town. Taught me something new. Who was the greatest baseball corn player of all time? There you go, Ty Cobb. Yeah, right. Grant's got the ha-has. Joe with the jokes tonight. Alright, so what else is going on, guys? What other topics shall we discuss or talk about? Get me through this drive. I thought Joe was going back to work. He can't stay away. Just too much content for him. Content overload, looking at a road and driving, hearing my voice, my soothing voice. Rah, rah, rah. I'll give you that one, Joe. Well done. work. He basically, isn't it? That's about it. Everybody answer the question. So I'll answer it too, but everybody answer in the chat. Everybody be active. So when you guys ask a question, like everybody can answer it. I'll answer it too. So all-time favorite movie. Let's see. Man, I gotta say, one of them that's right up there is gonna be Shawshank Redemption. Shawshank Redemption. I also really like Good Will Hunting. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Robin Williams. That's a hell of a movie, huh? No, see, the problem is you spent $150,000 on a college education that you could have got for $1.50 in late charges at your local library. My boy's wicked smart. He's wicked smart. Yeah, Shawshank was a great flick. Remake of Ghostbusters, that's a good one. Jurassic Park, the original, that's a good one. Who else? Empire Strikes Back. What else I missed? Boondock Saints, that's a good one. What's Up, Doc? Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Okay. Titanic. Joe likes the Titanic. Joe, they actually have a new image, and it's Joe, like, on the end of the boat with his arms out. I think my dog finally calmed down. Yeah, I think there is, like, 5 of the Lord of the Rings. Airplane, that was a classic. Trying to save an iPhone from falling off the Titanic. The Sandbox, that was good. John Wick, yep. Or John Wick, yep. A lot of good movies. Lots of good movies listed there. A lot of good movies. Alright, here's a good question. And maybe someone can type it in the chat so people can relook at it. Here's a good question. If there was one person you could meet or you could talk, like you could sit down and talk to, right? Meet and basically talk to him, like have dinner with them, talk to him for like, I don't know, a couple hours, pick their brain, whatever. Ask them anything. Who would that person be and why? Who would that person? Louis Tyan. Joe Dirt. Be real though, like if that's who it is, hey, I respect it, but who would it be? Donald Trump, that's a good one, Joe. See, that may stir up some political stuff which we don't need to have in here, but I said anybody. Donald Trump's a great one. Abraham Lincoln, another great one. Who's going to be a legend? Joe Dirt? Oh, me? Because I'm going to be a legend? Yeah, right. Yeah, don't... Watch who you say that around. Start getting some people upset at you. Not a legend, though, but I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, Robin Williams, that's a very interesting one. And you know what? Let's talk about Robin Williams for a minute, and then I'll tell you who mine is. I'll read back through your guys' stuff, and we'll talk about it. But let's talk about Robin Williams for a few minutes. You want to talk about such a tragic, such a crazy, thing with him committing suicide, and you look at who he was in society. He was he was a comedy actor who his job was to make other people smile and make other people happy. And inside, he was so depressed and not happy. I always think about stuff like that. Like people like that like they do everything to make others laugh, to put other people in good moods, to bring their spirits up. You know, it's kind of like that saying where people always say, you know, you don't know what someone's going through, even if they got a smile on their face while they're standing in front of you. And it's so true, because a lot of times we as humans we are all strong individuals, and we can endure so much. And sometimes it takes a build-up for us to show what we've endured, and sometimes we can get past that endurement and not really show it and still walk around with a smile on our face. But to know that what that guy did for so many people, to make them laugh, to make them smile, to get them up in spirits, but to be tearing up inside and really not happy with his own life. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. It's again why I don't understand, for the life of me, I don't understand why people have to be negative, why people can't just, like, get along with people. And if you don't like somebody, you don't have to like them. No, you don't have to like everybody, but you don't have to go around. People don't have to go talking about people. People don't, it happens all the time, every day, all over the world, right? Just keep those opinions about whoever to yourself and just move on. But people are so worried about trying to hurt other people, man, and it's ridiculous. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, Joe. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for hanging out, man. It's cool to have you in here. So, what else? Who else did you guys say? Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was struggling very bad. He was actually in Minnesota not too long before he committed suicide. He actually checked himself into a rehab facility at Hazelton, which is in Minnesota. It's actually in Chaska, Minnesota, I believe, which isn't too far from, like, 30 minutes from where I live, 40 minutes. Why are baseball players so rich? Because they play on diamonds. That's a good one, Joe. Bill Gates is another great one. That's a really good one. The man was amazing. Chi-Town, what? Chi-Town, that's a good one. Lee Harvey Oswald, that's a good one. Marilyn Manson, that's a great one. We had the Lincoln already. Buddy Rich, best drummer of all time. Preston coming in with that. That's good. Bill Gates, like I said. Who else? What did Chi-Town Break say? Shiny. So shiny. Oh, really? Your brother lives in Chaska? Nice. Yeah, my kids' mother's family's like from Victoria, which is just outside of Chaska. So Tesla, that's another great one. A great mind, right? A great mind. I like people that like people in the great-minded state, or the extra intelligent. To kind of pick their brain to kind of see what. Honestly, you know what? This is gonna sound crazy, but I'd probably honestly say Tupac Shakur. And here's why. Because that man was so ahead of his time, and so ahead of just everything going on. I'm started to come true. He was so intelligent. Not only was he super intelligent, super smart, he was obviously a poet, being a rapper, being a hip-hop artist. But, man, yeah, Chi-Town made his video about his story, which is very cool. So if you guys have not checked it out yet, make sure you guys do at some point the next couple days, day or whatever. Show him some love, leave a comment. Well, and maybe he is alive. Maybe he's in Jamaica sipping daiquiris, no doubt, right? Troublesome, 96. People say that that's possible. People say he could have faked his death. You know, the whole Machiavelli thing. He drops his Machiavelli album after he apparently dies, which they say he didn't drop. You know, the record label did, whoever. But yeah, I don't know if there was something between him and Suge. I mean, Suge, I feel honestly wanted Tupac dead. Let's talk about that a little bit. The Biggie Tupac thing. I think Suge wanted Tupac dead because Tupac was too smart way smarter than Suge was, right? Business mentality, just grinder mentality, everything, right? I think he was worried that he was going to take over Death Row Records, do something bigger with it, right? Yeah, Elvis is still alive. I had to retire early. Right. But yeah, I mean, like, that's my personal take on it. I've heard other people say things like that too. Like, he was legit. Yeah, here come the late night conspiracy theories. And I'm not saying he is or he isn't alive. I mean, I have a feeling that there's a possibility. But what I'm getting at is, I think Suge either way, I think, was out to kill Tupac in the end. I mean, come on. Let's think about this. Let's think about apparently all these bullet holes and how one apparently grazes his head and all this shit, right? Like, I don't know. I don't think it was a hit on both of them. I think it was a hit on Pac, and that hit was brought by Suge. That's what I think. Because we all know that Tupac would have taken over Death Row Records and would have done amazing things with it. Would have been probably one of the best record labels ever. Still isn't a very great record label as far as what it did and what it sold because of who they had behind it at the time. But, man, can you imagine? You gotta go lay down, Zoe. Are you gonna say hi? Zoe was laying down for a little bit, and now she decided to wake up again. She's been kind of antsy for the first 4 hours. I've given her some of these calming vitamins. They say she can take, like, I don't know, like 4 to 6 of them of their weight, and they don't make her pass out. They're just like a calming vitamin or a stress relief thing. But X-Pac has 2 words for you. X. Moose. Dropping the Zoe and Moose deals. He was killed of what him and his mom. I mean, that's possible too. Go lay down. There's a lot of different takes on why he was or what he was. But you gotta remember how did Suge try to deal with and handle all of his stuff, right? Like, he was just a guy that was kind of a gangster, and you guys knew that he was drafted by the Oakland Raiders, right? He was a lineman. He was a very good football player, actually, Suge was. Most of you know that. Most of you know that. So there you go. They both got faith. Now we got the Tupac and Biggie jokes going. George Michael's Joe iPhone. Joe. How many times is Joe gonna say he's got to go now? How many times is he gonna say that? What's your favorite part about long car rides? Oh man, I don't know. Probably just overnight part. I didn't want it at the tail end or the, whatever. But probably just the different, going through the different states, seeing the different scenery. Like I said, I don't know if you guys have ever driven or where you guys are all from, but I don't know if you ever driven from Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, wherever down, even through Kentucky, Tennessee, to Georgia. But it's beautiful when you get up in there. The mountains and stuff, it's so beautiful. It's just awesome. And I can't wait to stop a couple places when we're kind of in the middle of the whole thing and just fire it up for a few minutes and let everybody take it in. There may be a few of you that do live. No, there isn't nothing like it, man. It's so awesome. That's why I wouldn't mind going to Washington, Oregon sometime. I've never really been out that way. There's a lot of sweet. I know my buddies that own bar and grill, a restaurant, the brothers, they went out there for a wedding a couple years ago, and they took some pictures. I tell you, some of these spots they took some of these pictures at were just amazing. It looked like a painting, and it was and the waterfalls, and I love from Kentucky to Florida a few times. Yeah, so Joe, you know what it's like, man. It's nice. Love it. She forgot Tupac. We got more Tupac, Biggie. That anybody's gonna say that, you know what I mean? Unless you're like a mountain man or something. I think anybody would comment that way. But when you're not around them, when you don't see them, when they're 1,000 miles away from you all the time, and you only see them every so once in a while, it's a breath of fresh air. It's just a beautiful scene, But I can D3CTV. I can totally get where you're coming from. If you've lived there all your life, you've been around them all your life. The same thing gets old. The same scenery gets old. That's why you don't keep yourself in the same position all the time, right? You always try to push to do something different. You don't want to necessarily be stuck in the exact same job your whole life. You want to either excel and get into a different position where you see different opportunities, different different problems, different things, different goals that you can set, different money that can be made. And that holds true for anything in life. We don't want to be stuck in one place. We want something new. We want it to continuously change. Yeah, totally, man. As an Army guy, I was always happy to go to Scott, AFB. I don't know what the speed limit is. Alright, we're almost, this van almost has 10,000 miles on it. Nice low miles. This thing is just super nice. Seats are super comfortable. The chair force logistics strong. Shut it, Truth. What's up, Truth? Probably near Cleveland. crazy, moved to Indian, lived there about 2 years, moved back, some 6, so it's like a double-edged sword. Air Force, LOL. You guys are all joking on each other. Army, huh? You and whose army's gonna take this on, huh? Man. Army girls. Only been once, Preston, but the Smoky Mountains are crazy cool. Yes, they are. Got them again. Not me. What's up, Truth? How you been, brother? Gosh, what time is it? Is it 2 o'clock where you guys are at? Or is it 3 o'clock? Is it like 11 or midnight? I mean, what's the time zones? I think we finally lost little Trout, man. It was like 5 a.m. when I went live with wherever he's at. This is the brotherhood of us veterans. It's just now midnight where you're at, Camden. That's cool. 2 Central. Yeah, so you're the same as I am right now. I don't know exactly when in this trip it changes. But I didn't realize when I looked at the GPS, as I'm driving, and it says estimated time to be there, without any more stops if we just kept going, which we just have to get gas and stuff, but it's pretty quick. It's like 5-10 minute stops each time. But it says estimated time is 7:35, and I didn't even look at Eastern or Central. I was thinking that was Central, so we had to add another hour being in Florida when we get there. But no, it obviously calculated it to Eastern time, so it's 3 a.m., Joe, where you're at. Man, you're a trooper, bro. You are a trooper. I appreciate you hanging out and chatting. Yeah, he is in Hawaii. That's what I'm saying. That's why. And he was the first one. He's out. I don't know how he does that. Every time I go live, like his notification works every time. Because when I go live, he's the first. He puts hi in the comment, and he's always the first one. Always. Every time I go live, no matter if it's 12:30 at night or 10 a.m. in the morning, my time, or 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, my time, in the evening, whatever. He's always first in chat. I don't know how he does it, but the kid must not ever sleep, man. I don't know. Ever. One thing, combat engineer. Yeah, he is in Hawaii, though. He said it was like 5 a.m. when I went live at like 12:45. Helped me kind of get through. All the kids are sleeping pretty much, except for my one kid, the dog. And if they're not, they're just trying to sleep with their headphones on, listening to their own music. Get me closer at least to the sunrise. Just gotta make it to the sunrise. Get to the sunrise, then all is good. Nightbot's always on a roll. Well, I suppose at this time of night, it's really on a roll. But, alright, let's think of some other questions, guys, that we can ask everybody. Everybody be involved. What's some other questions we can ask in the chat? Things you want to ask me. We did movie. We did person you'd want to meet and why. If you could meet one person. Okay, that's a good one, Joe. That's a good one. I'm surprised we haven't seen another car. Yeah, dude. I'm in Iowa, man. Maybe we are in heaven right now. All right. So here's what I guess nobody's ever out at night in Iowa. It's just, everybody's got a curfew at. Maybe I'm not even supposed to be driving on the highways in Iowa at this time of night. Anyway, it was crazy earlier, guys, before I started the stream. Oh, yeah, dude. I've seen that, man. I posted that a long time ago when it dropped. That Matt Hughes story is incredible. I cried watching that. Very powerful. Very, very, very powerful. Matt Hughes, legend, for sure. Yeah, you trained. He used to be in Militich. Used to be part of Pat Militich. Joe Stevenson used to come from Militich. God, who else? Robbie Lawler was a Militich guy. All those guys were Militich. Yeah, yep. Militich. That's cool. Very cool. But yeah, the story is really awesome. All right, Grant. Hey, man, I appreciate you hanging out, brother. It's awesome of you. We'll see you. We'll see you in the next stream, or see you in someone else's stream, whoever. Thank you for hanging out, buddy. I worked on long range marksmanship. So, what was the question we were gonna do? We're going through a spot here. Might lose you for a second. Just hang in there, guys. Stupid Iowa. Yeah, Grant, take it easy, brother. Good night, man. Get some rest. Going through a spotty area. Trying to get this charger on. Like a woman standing beside the road, no joke. Might have been, man. Might have been. Probably looking for a ride. Nicest signature series. All right. Well, mine you guys have seen for a signature series. Auto. That was the best one I pulled. Best card I've ever pulled. Honestly, at the time when I was breaking, probably the best card I pulled was a Leonard Fournette when he was like, and I'm saying this because when he was in his prime and when his value was good. His rookie year when he was hyped, you know, was a Select NFL Shield. Leonard Fournette from Select. That thing was sick. And I remember my boy 616. There's a 618 that's in the channel. 616 I don't think is very active anymore with like the hobby or anything, but he did his own little breaks, and he would support me, I'd support him. And his little boy was really into the hobby too, and he bought the spot for his son. And his son was sleeping by the time we got to breaking that box. And he said, he texted me the next morning, he said, you should have seen him, just seen Aid when he saw you pull that, when he rewatched the stream, just freaked out. I bet he did. Leonard Fournette at the time, Leonard Fournette, NFL Shield, from Select, rookie, boom. Boom, biscuit. Christian Kirk. No one hear his answer. He broke up. Oh, Joe. Did you not hear me? Was it because of the cutting out? Probably Clayton Kershaw. And you guys saw that one from Signature Series. Probably Clayton Kershaw, that 1/1 auto I pulled. Oh yeah, a lot of those have been pulled. Christian Kirk, pretty solid. I tell you, I'm telling you guys right now, and I'm not a Raider fan. I'm telling you what, the Raiders are going to do something this year. And fantasy-wise, I think Carr has a bounce-back year. Josh Jacobs could possibly win Rookie of the Year. And Antonio Brown is going to just go where he go from where he left off. Smoking the league. Yeah, the Kershaw, for Signature Series. And then, like I was saying, after that, if I broke up, probably the other, like when I was breaking cards, like when I actually sold card breaks, like 2 years ago, RPA Breaks, RPABreaks.com, the site's not up anymore. But, guys, I am going to be launching, more likely, my new website will be launched probably right before the 24-hour stream is what we're going to do. It's just, I already own the URL. It's deafness45.com. It's basically going to have all of my social media things on there, all my most current videos. It's going to be set up pretty dang sweet. Me and Lance are working on it. He told me he thinks he can have it done before the launch of the stream, so I'll probably introduce it in the 24-hour stream, which would be very cool. You're going to eventually be able to buy merch on there and all sorts of stuff. So, should be pretty sweet. More or less just going to be a website for people that can catch up on all my different social media stuff at one spot. Like, you don't have to, so you won't have to go to Twitter, like my weekly whatever for the NFL, like my weekly picks and sleeps on players and plays. So it'll be cool. Definitely be cool. Thought it was. You guys are just having all sorts of fun. There's a couple more in there too. I think if you put exclamation mark, we're going in a bad spot right now, guys. Oh, that's awesome, D3CTV, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I think the easiest way to get rid of it, and I gotta try to help Amio with that too if he still hasn't figured it out. He never reached out to me. But I think the easiest way to get rid of it is just when you close it, you reopen it, and then when that box shows up before it disappears, you check for a while after they did. Welcome. What else was I gonna say? What did Nightbot say? Oh, so there's a couple. Yeah, we could have added corn. If you add, or I think if you put, I believe it's exclamation mark 1, just not the number 1. Spell it out like ONE exclamation mark ONE. Try that once. There you go. That's for when we hit a big one.